Hey guys, what is up? It's Alex here, and I thought I'd try a different format for the Inside Line news show this week and just show some gameplay in the background. And I thought this might be a better way to do it, but if it isn't and you'd like the old way back, just tell me down in the comment section and I'll revert back to the last one. But yeah, so it's been quite an interesting week, the last week or so. Not huge news really, but some interesting things for the next season or so. First off, and I suppose most mainly, is that Felipe Massa has signed for Ferrari in 2013, which definitely was the right way to go. Massa's been on fine form the last couple of races, and he's definitely been excelling what lots of people were thinking he was going to be doing, and he actually seems to be on pace with Fernando Alonso in these last couple of races, which is always good for Ferrari, trying to go for second in the Constructors this year. But yeah, looks like Massa's going to have a good season next year if he keeps it all together and sort of does next year how he's ending off this year in great style with great pace. And it'll be good to see him back up there fighting for sort of podiums and wins. And yeah, that's probably the main news for this week, and it's good to see him, in my opinion, back in the sport for next year. I personally think next year will be the last year for Mark Webber and Felipe Massa in Formula 1. I think they both want to end on a high in good teams, and I think that would be the way to go, unless Felipe Massa really shows himself next year that he deserves the seat. I don't think he really should stay. It might damage his reputation even more. I think next year would be the best time to leave the sport for Mark Webber and Felipe Massa, but then again, that is my personal opinion, and you are welcome to yours, obviously. And yeah, some other news that has been going around the paddock recently is when Nico Hulkenburg is going to next year. Lots of people were saying, oh yeah, he could be going to Ferrari. And obviously that rumour is going to go dead now because Felipe Massa signed for Ferrari for next year. But a rumour, and it looks like it's pretty much solid proof now that Nico Hulkenburg is going to Sauber in 2013. And I will have a full driver's prediction up on about Tuesday, I think next week is when I'm thinking about uploading it, for a full driver's prediction of the 2013 grid. And that's what I want to get it up sometime next week. But it looks like Hulkenburg will be going to Sauber. Apparently he's already signed a contract with them. And I suppose it is a step up from Force India for Nico Hulkenberg. I mean, he's had alright cars in his career so far, so maybe as Sauber's had such a great car this year in certain races, Hulkenberg can really show himself next year and definitely get some good points, and maybe even a podium and a win if the car is good enough. Then that begs a question, who will be replacing him at Force India? A lot of people vying for that seat in the car. People like Adrian Sutil, Jaime Alguersuari and Sebastian Buemi are the key three, or maybe even Jules Bianchi. They're the key 3 or 4 that could take that seat away for 2013. And this is my personal opinion, and being a fan of Adrian Sutil probably makes me a bit biased in this way, but I think it will be Adrian Sutil. I mean, he's had a suspended prison sentence, but he doesn't have to go to prison. I had a little search up of this. He doesn't have to go to prison as long as he doesn't break the law in those 18 months of the suspended prison sentence. So I know lots of people have been wondering, why isn't he in prison? I thought he was in prison. He's definitely not coming back to F1. That's why it's a suspended prison sentence, which means he can come back to F1. He just can't break the law again in those 18 months since that was issued. And obviously I don't like what Adrian Sutil did to I think it's Eric Lux or something like that, and obviously that's a horrible thing to happen, but he's still one of the greatest drivers in the grid, or wasn't the greatest drivers in the grid in my opinion in F1, and I think he probably will just get the seat over Alguersuari and Buemi, and also their sort of test driver Jules Bianchi. I think Sutil's got the legs, and obviously he knows Vijay Mallya a lot, they're good friends, and Adrian Sutil's been there all his F1 career, and I think he'll be in there most likely. But obviously I'll go through all the opinions and everything in my video next week on about, I think Tuesday, I think it's going to be up. And yeah, you'll see that on Tuesday even. And yeah, there's not really been much news flying around the paddock recently. Also, people like Max Chilton going to Marussia, but obviously I'll explain all this in my driver predictions on Tuesday, as I said. But guys, that's pretty much it. Only one bit of big news, and that was Massa, and I suppose a bit of news with Hulkenberg. But guys, that's pretty much it. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and tell me what format you like best for this Inside Line. And yeah, hope you all have a wonderful day. It's been Alex, and I'm out of here. Bye.